Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here. Sorry about the delay for this video. I know I said I'd have it up either by, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, over the week, my throat, my voice got really screwed up. So this is like the first day I've been able to talk comfortably, and it's still irritating. But and I underestimated how busy my new job would be. So, but yeah, that's, beside the point. Now I actually do want to tell you guys about Destiny, um, which is something, if you guys have been following me for the past year, um, you guys know my history with Destiny. I first started out, I started from the very beginning. I was there for the alpha, I was there for the beta, I was there for the initial launch, and I still stand by what I said about the initial launch. I felt like the beginning parts of Destiny, despite having a shit story, were good or great, and it was a lot of fun. And I always, when I left the house, I always was having an itching to come back and play more. And then once the story was completed and they told you had to go out and do light level stuff, that was where the game fell apart for me. It was where I just got bored and irritated, and I just and then when all the changes came and all the DLC bullshit came up, I just was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. So I got rid of the game, didn't play it for a good year, almost a year now. Until, I liked what I saw with the Taken King stuff, and I thought, hey, maybe this is a time to come back, maybe. And thankfully, a friend of mine who was getting the white PlayStation 4, the Destiny white PlayStation 4, and he wanted the collector's edition for the physical stuff. So he and I made a deal where I only paid $40. We split the cost in the collector's edition, and I would be able to take the game and the code and the steel case even, which it looks pretty nice. So I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I technically only paid $40 for the Destiny Legendary Edition, and I haven't played until now. I hadn't played Dark Below or House of Wolves, so those were my first experience going through that. So I'll talk about that, my thoughts on that really quickly before I get into Taken King. Dark Below sucked. I did not like Dark Below at all. I thought the missions were, aside from one mission, which I thought was cool, the rest was boring as shit. I'm not really crazy about Crota's End. I thought Vault of Glass was much better. To me, I like the idea behind, not Vault of Glass, behind Crota's End, but Crota's End to me was just a fucking slug to get through. I just could not. I mean, I did it and I completed it, but it wasn't. I didn't feel this sense of accomplishment. I felt this sense of thank fucking God that's over with. So if you bought Dark Below for $20, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you, because I would not have wanted to pay $20 for that shit. Fuck that. House of Wolves is better. I will admit, I haven't tried out Temple of Osiris, Trials of Osiris, or Prison of Elders, because I've just been going through the Taken King stuff. But I actually kind of liked the quote unquote story that time around, just because the characters in it were much more interesting. I liked the Reef characters that they gave you to talk to you during the missions. I thought they had a lot of personality and were allowed to play off each other pretty well, and that was really surprising for a series that's now infamous for having a complete lack of fun or personality within its story. It's the one time that I didn't feel like it was just some generic bullshit that Bungie wiped from their ass and wrote into the script. I liked the strikes from House of Wolves, and what's weird is that House of Wolves and Forward, and this includes the Taken King, especially includes the Taken King, I feel like a lot of the strikes now are much better. They feel more varied. Bosses admittedly are still bullet sponges, but the circumstances under how and where you fight them, I think is much more interesting for the newer strikes. I didn't feel like when they popped up again in the playlist, I would go, oh god, not this shit again. Like, especially now, going back to the old strikes, every time I get an old strike, I go, oh, fuck this shit. Especially the Arcane Priest one on Venus, I can't stand that strike. I don't like it. And the one where you have to fight the giant ogre guy under the moon, I can't fucking stand that one. I really can't. And that brings me to the Taken King. So, here's my definitive answers to this. The question that people, like both you guys and my own personal friends, have asked me over and over again, is this worth $40? And my answer is no. It's worth more than that. This version, if this is what we had gotten before, Destiny would have been on my top 10 games of 2014 list. Period. It's still not amazing. I still don't think it lives up to what Destiny was back in 2013 from the trailer that we saw, from like the big promises that they make. I still don't think it's hit that level, but it's a gigantic leap forward for what it could be, especially if they keep doing this with Destiny 3.0, Destiny 4.0, which I'll admit, if the expansions keep doing this, are like this level of quality, and I'm not expecting the next, I think I can see the pattern here where the next two are just going to be like little mini expansions, and then like the one in September is going to be the big expansion. So if the little expansions are, on the quality of what Taken King offers, maybe not in content, but in terms of how fun it is and what new stuff it brings to the table, I could see myself keeping in touch with Destiny for the next, if this is like a 10-year plan and they don't piss me off and go ahead and do Destiny 2, which I hope they don't, because I'd rather it be on the disc that I bought already. So, forgive me guys, my voice is fucking up again. I could see myself going through that whole 10-year plan with Destiny. If it keeps up this level of quality with what the Taken King's doing, absolutely. I think it's... I really, really enjoy the Taken King. And I feel like this is what Destiny should have been to begin with. I don't want to prattle on for too long, but I'll say the biggest change that I appreciate is that I actually feel like I'm improving in what a lot of people jokingly call the beta version of Destiny, the one that came out in September, Destiny 1.0, is that whenever I got up to the leveling, when it went up to that, I think it was level 30, level 30 or 25 was the highest you could go, maybe even 20. But once you hit that point and then you had to focus on light leveling, I thought that's where the game tanked. And it became god-awful afterwards because everything felt like a chore. Everything was, like, every single thing you had to do in order to improve yourself, it had way too many steps involved when they could have easily simplified it and streamlined it, what they do with Taken King. Where, what's a good example? Say you wanted a really cool item in the map. Like one of the vendors is selling a really cool item. It would take you forever to go out and earn the Vanguard reputation, because you'd have to go through strike after strike after strike after strike in order to build up that reputation, and then you can only have a limit of what you do and it felt like the limit felt like a fucking like grind to get through. And then you'd have to get past, you'd have to wait another day and do the fucking, like, reach the fucking limit again to even get, like, 3/4 of the way to where you want to be to get to the gun that you want. It's just, it was so overly complicated. And then when you get the gun, if you wanted to level up, you had to get, like materials from planets. Say you have a shotgun that requires Spirit Bloom. You had to go out into the wild and find Spirit Bloom on patrolling on Venus, and then you had to get that, and you had to find a bunch of them, and it just got fucking boring, and it felt like constant roadblocks, to where it wasn't like, you know, a roadblock every so often is fine, as long as what you're doing to get over that roadblock is fun. Destiny 1.0 was like, roadblock, fucking annoying as shit climb to get over it. Not even a jump, it was a fucking climb. And then once you got over it, it was like, bam, here's another one. Gotta fucking climb over that one. It takes forever. Bam, roadblock, another one. Just even bigger than the last one. Thankfully, Destiny, whenever it does have roadblocks, and now if like, say you want a gun, okay, if you want a gun now, you still have to do the Vanguard missions, but the way you earn that is much easier now. There are much more options and variety to make that purchase possible within that week, to where, say, hey, you want to, thank God they got rid of the Crucible marks and the fucking Vanguard marks, and now it's just legendary marks, where you earn them by doing, you know, the daily strikes, the daily the heroic nightfall, the Crucible stuff. It encourages you to go out and do a variety of activities, but the requirements for what you have to get in order to achieve something cool is lowered. So not only does it make the game more fun, it also feels like you're actually making progress now. It doesn't feel like the last game where it's like, oh my god, I still have more to do. Ugh. And it's just fun. And maybe this, like, me getting my voice screwed up was a blessing in disguise, because I remember my problems with Destiny coming up after I'd leveled up all the way. And I was planning on doing a video on, like, before I had even leveled up all the way and experimented with the light leveling. So, now that I've actually reached that point in 2.0, where 1.0 lost me, I can say that the light leveling system in 2.0 is much better. You actually feel like you're getting more powerful, you can do more stuff, you're growing, you get cool shit, and the drop rate of items, in the Crucible, in the Vanguard stuff, a lot of it is still random, what you get at the end of everything, and it is based on kind of a slot machine mechanic. However, this time, it feels a lot fairer, you get more stuff, and the drop rate at which enemies will give you stuff, like the engrams and even items, is multiplied like crazy in the Taken King. Where in Destiny 1.0, whenever you do a strike, you'd be lucky if you got maybe 1 engram. If you do a strike in this, there's a good chance you get at least 5. And that's like, you can get 5. I've gotten rare ones, I've gotten legendary ones, and there's even a way, when Xur comes around, you can purchase this thing called the Eye of 3 or something like that, and it gives you, once you consume it, and it gives you 5 for one purchase, which is cool. It's like, if you consume one, the next time you kill an ultra version of an enemy, there's a big chance that it will drop an exotic engram. So you don't even have to wait around for Xur or try your luck in the Crucible in order to get an exotic, because you can get it right there. And if you don't want it, you can just dismantle it and get all the cool stuff from that as well. So there's definite improvements to the loot system, definite improvements to the drop rate, definite improvement to leveling. Let's talk about the story. And there actually is a story this time around. And as you've seen in the trailers, it's all about this big god guy who's the father of Crota coming to possessing all the different armies and creatures in the Destiny lore, and then he wants to kill you because he knows you killed his son. I mean, it is like it's just kind of it's a standard story. Big baddie comes to town, wants to kill you, threatens world domination. And in this case, galaxy domination. I actually liked the story. I didn't love it. I still thought elements of it were flawed. Like, the writing sometimes can still be shit. And some of the, especially with the beginning stuff, with the opening cutscene, I was still a little confused. I did not care that like two big characters died. I was just like, I don't fucking know these people. Why the hell should I care? But the wise thing that they do for this is that instead of throwing a bunch of new characters at you, they actually take the characters that you've known or encountered throughout Destiny, and they give them much more to do. They give them a personality. They let them play off of each other. I mean, you got the best characters. The guy, I forget his name, but he's played by Nathan Fillion, and he's so good, and he's so funny, and he has a lot of personality to him. And he has this really funny banter with Aaron Morris, who have like these two completely different personalities, and yet when they're both on the radio trying to, it's like this witty banter back and forth, and it's good. I mean, it's good writing, and you can tell that these actors are actually having fun doing this. I appreciated that, and the ghost this time around, and like, I'm in the minority. I didn't think Dinkelberg. Not Fairly Odd Parents. Dinklebot, the fucking Peter Dinklage. I didn't think he was that bad as the ghost. And that shows, it's evidenced by even Nolan North when he's re-recording the old dialogue. It's still terrible. And I realized, and I kind of realized it back then too, but I realize it more even now, is that Peter Dinklage wasn't the problem. It was the voice actor, or the voice director, and the writing, and it was fucking god-awful. Both of them. The writing in the vanilla version of Destiny is atrocious and terrible, and I don't know what the fuck, because everybody was bad in those games. But now, it seems like they have a much more focused story, and it's quite good. There are some really cool set-piece moments of it. It has an interesting conclusion that leads into the King's Fall, which I haven't tried out yet. And I'm not at the level where I can, because I gotta beef up my shit a little bit more. But I liked the story. Yeah, I liked a Destiny story, and I'm legitimately looking forward to what they do next. And after the story ends, there's a lot to do. There is a ton of quests that this game just throws at you, and it's overwhelming how much, and it's not just stupid shit, it's like quality quests. Some of the strikes get unlocked after, completing the story, and the strikes, like I said, are really fucking good in this. A particularly good one is called the Sunless Cell, and it's not the PlayStation exclusive one. It's Sunless Cell, where you actually have to fight the boss in darkness, and you have to shoot constantly around you to find his silhouette and shoot at him. And like I said, yeah, it's still a bullet sponge, but it's interesting the way it's portrayed and the way the circumstances under with how you have to beat him is really cool. And scary, even, a little bit. Because when you can't see this big hulking monster coming after you, you get a little tense. And there's a lot of quests. like I said, they don't feel like filler. There's also a lot of quests on the new hub area, which is the Dreadnought. I have not fully explored it yet. I've done quite a few missions on it, and it is a massive area. And there's a lot of secrets to it that people on the internet are scrambling to find. I mean, it feels like a lot of effort. It feels like all the effort for level design, like from all the previous planets combined, don't even measure up to to half as good as what the Dreadnought is. Where it feels like they crammed this thing full of content and secrets and fun exploring. And it's so cool, and I can't wait to go in with friends and look around and see if we can discover its secrets. It's just so fucking cool. And another thing I was worried about, now that Marty McDonald's gone, I was worried about the music, and because the music in Destiny 1.0 was by far the best part, where that music brought that world to life, like it was doing more for that world than the world was doing for itself. And the writing fails the music so badly. And I actually like the music in this as well. Sure, it's not like as amazing as the score for the original Destiny. And I'm actually really sad they took the one of the best music tracks in Destiny off the main menu. But I still liked the Taken King score. I thought it was appropriate. It was not like amazing, but it was fun. I enjoyed listening to it, and if I can find the soundtrack, I mean, I might pick it up because there's some cool tracks in there. And the art design is wonderful. Do I even really need to say that about Destiny? I mean, it looks fucking fantastic. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, so. Yeah, like I said, should you buy Destiny the Taken King? Even if you were, like me, if you were turned off from it when it first came out. Yeah, you should. Because it's really good this time around. And it's worth the $60. If you want to, if you're new to it, if you want to sold it and want to get back into it, yeah, it's worth the $60 it's worth $60 for the Taken King alone. But then you got which isn't really great, the Dark Below and the vanilla version, and House of Wolves is decent. So you're getting one giant kick-ass part of the experience, a micro decent part of the experience. Some of the vanilla version, some of it's the vanilla version, which is just crap, and Dark Below is crap. So you're paying about. Yeah, I don't feel like doing the math. It's worth it. If you just ignore, or if you really want to press through the vanilla version, that is still shit. I went back and I played some of those. They're still shit. So, but if you can get through that, and you reach, and you're not pissed off at all the bullshit that goes on in that, and you want to get to the Taken King, then yeah, by all means, buy it. It's good. It's really good. And I'm legitimately looking forward to whatever Destiny does next, which is something I never thought I would say. So, surprise, surprise, right? I never thought I'd make another. I never thought I'd make another Destiny video talking about it like I played it, and I never in a million fucking years thought I would make a positive one again. Because, yeah, they have not fully redeemed it. I'm still a little pissed about how they treated it before. But I'm glad they finally found their footing, and they're actually putting effort into this now, and it's finally worth the asking price. So, there you have it. Taken King. Buy it. It's fun. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the Taken King, if you've played it, if you're a little apprehensive about it, which I don't fucking blame you after the first Destiny, but it's worth it. It really is. Taken King, pretty cool. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. Have a good one.